Today, I'm scoring one goal for every era, starting from the 1950s all the way through to 2025. And every goal that I score, I will get to use a player that played in that era. Starting with the 1950s, where the goal I need to score was scored by Puskas, where he sent the defender flying with a drag back and then smashed it left-footed into the goal.
But can I recreate it in 5 attempts? Let's go.
Well, I got off to a great start.
Oh, first time! And that means I get to use a player from the 1950s.
But not just any old player. We are going to use arguably the greatest player of all time who played in the 1950s, and that is Pelé, for 2.16 million. And he is going to go in the team and for the moment be our striker. Now that is a huge start to the team. And not just because Pelé is so good, but because in this video, one of my friends, Dotinho, has set me a challenge.
Right, Seb, this is serious. In your team, you must have the following 3 things done. Minimum 3 leagues, minimum 3 icons, and you must spend at least 5 million coins, so don't end up with too many bronzes. And for every one of those you fail, I'm giving your goalkeeper permission to smash the ball at you, and I can't wait to watch it.
But sadly for you, mate, I'm not letting that happen because I'm doing all of those challenges. And the good thing for me is with Pelé, we have our first icon, but we've also spent 2 million. But now it's time to move on from the 1950s to the 1960s. And the goal I need to score this time was scored by Bobby Charlton on the edge of the box, where he smashes the ball into the left side of the goal.
5 attempts. Can I recreate the 1960s goal? Let's go.
Well, my first attempt wasn't too bad.
Just wide.
But I was feeling confident.
Now it's Charlton, Bobby Charlton, worth trying.
That's almost perfect, you know?
That is a beautiful goal.
And that means I get to use a player who played in the 1960s. And I'm going to take this opportunity to get a goalkeeper, because the player I'm going for won the Ballon d'Or in 1963. He's the only goalkeeper to ever win the Ballon d'Or. I am sure you guessed it, but it's the man with the hat. It's Lev Yashin. And he has this 93 rated Future Stars card that we're going to use as my goalkeeper. And he also helps me towards 2 targets because it's another icon, but also it's more money spent. But that's the 1960s completed, and now we move on to the 1970s, where the goal I need to score was from none other than Mr. Football himself, Johan Cruyff, where he takes one touch off his thigh and then scores with an acrobatic finish into the top corner.
I think this one's probably going to be a bit harder.
And my first attempt really showed it.
Oh my God! And it's over the fence.
How did they do that?
Well, my second attempt wasn't much better.
Sliced it.
But then I managed to get one on target.
Oh, it's a good save, that.
But that gave me confidence.
Yes! Now that is how it's done.
And there we had an example of the delightful skills of Johan Cruyff.
And that means I get to use a player from the 1970s.
And it's only right we go for the man who had the most influence on football probably ever. We just scored his goal. It is Johan Cruyff for almost 1.3 million. And he goes in behind Pelé as our cam. And the good thing with Cruyff is that is now our first challenge already done with minimum 3 icons. And it also has put us even closer to our 5 million target. But we haven't made much progress on the leagues because icons don't count. And now it's time to move on from the 1970s to the 1980s. And there was only one goal that could summarize this era of football, and that is the hand of God. The ball is in the air, and Maradona nicks the ball with his hand and beats the goalkeeper. As an Englishman, this one hurts, but can I score the goal? Well, based on my first attempt, probably not.
Where is it? Oh!
But I was getting closer to the ball at least.
Oh, that's close.
And the more I tried, the better I got.
Yes! No! Oh, that's annoying.
But at least now, I had the technique.
Yes! Yes! Come on! That will do. And that means I get to use a player from the 1980s.
And I could use this Maradona card that you can see on Futbin, but let's be honest, it's not great. So instead, I'm going to spend 840k on a man KSI wrote a song about. It's Paolo Maldini. And he goes in to help the core of the team and be our centre-back. And buying Maldini also now completes our second target because we have spent over 5 million coins. And I'm really risking it here with that last one by not getting any leagues yet. Hopefully I don't regret that though. And with the 1980s completed, it's time to move on to the 1990s, where the goal I need to score was scored by Kanu, where he beat the goalkeeper by the byline and then scored into an empty net.
But can I recreate the 1990s goal? 5 attempts. Let's go.
Well, in the first attempt, I beat the goalkeeper, but then...
No! Attempt number 2. We can do better than that.
Or so I thought.
Oh, that's really poor.
But in my third attempt, this happened.
Through his legs. Yes! Come on!
I can't believe what I've just witnessed.
And that means I get to use a player from the 1990s. Let's see who there is.
Well, there is many options, like an R9, a Zidane, a George Weah, who's not in FIFA anymore. But the player I'm going for was an emerging star at this time and won the Ballon d'Or in 1999. And that player for 405k is Rivaldo. And he goes in to be our left winger. And so far in this team, I have every single player. And if you're new to the channel, I can tell you this right now, it doesn't normally happen. But if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. We are on the route to 100k. But enough of that, it's now time to move into the 21st century because we have the year 2000s. And the goals in this one might be the hardest so far because the goal I've been set to recreate is by Zidane, where the ball is high in the air and he hits a sweet left-footed volley into the goal. I will be very surprised if I can do this one. And annoyingly for me, I was right because my first 2 attempts were terrible. But my third attempt just summed it all up.
I reckon that's harder to do than score the goal.
It was an absolute shocker.
And as you can imagine, my final 2 attempts weren't much better.
And that is our first era failed.
And what makes it even more annoying is I have to use a bronze. So I am going to try and play it clever and go for a Premier League bronze, just to make sure that I get at least 3 leagues in this. And that bronze in the team is our first league with Premier League. But I don't want any more bronze players, so let's move on to the 2010s. And in this era, there's one goal that stood out to me, and that is Dele Alli's flick over his head and a volley into the bottom corner. And yes, before you say it, it was against my own club.
But can I recreate the 2010s goal? Time to bring out prime Dele Alli. Let's go.
And my first attempt wasn't bad.
Oh, that's unlucky. Attempt 2. Oh, it's not terrible.
But I think I spoke too soon.
Oh, missed it. Ah.
But I was still confident.
Oh my days.
And that meant it had to be done in my final chance.
Ali, great skill. Oh, what a goal!
Come on.
Oh, this young man is a sensation. Dele Alli.
And that means I get to use a player from the 2010s. But who shall we use?
Well, to be honest, I would love to use Dele Alli, but as you can see on Futbin, he hasn't had a card since last year. So instead, we are going to have to use a man who won everything in the 2010s, and that is obviously the GOAT, Lionel Messi. You can debate all you like, but my GOAT is right here, and he's going in at right wing. And not only that, but Messi gets us our second league. But getting that final league is going to require me to score some goals. And from the 2010s, we move to the 2020s, where a fairly recent goal is the one I need to recreate. And that is a cross from Cancelo, where Haaland is in the air and finishes it into the goal.
5 attempts. Can I recreate Haaland's goal? Attempt number 1. There you go. Oh! Number 2 then. Come on. Oh, why have I not hit it? Oh, what an idiot.
And I was getting good chances.
Oh, that's perfect.
But with only 2 attempts left, the pressure was now on.
No, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Final chance now. If I don't get it, I'm using a bronze.
And it seemed the pressure really got to me.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh dear. That basically sums up my performance there.
And it's also summed up by the fact I have to use a bronze for 200 coins at right back. But at least now Messi's on chem. Although I don't want to talk much after that performance, so let's move on to the current year of 2025, where the goal is scored by another of City's big signings in Marmoush, where the ball drops to him and he lobs the keeper from outside the box.
Can I recreate the 2025 goal then? 5 attempts.
Well, based on my first attempt, probably not.
No, it's too high. It's doable though. Come on, I can do that.
And I thought I had done in my second attempt.
There you go. Oh my God.
But then finally...
Bounce. Lob. There you go. Come on. And that means I get to use any player from 2025.
And for me, there is only one man who summarizes 2025. See if you can guess it. 3, 2, 1... That's right, Jude Bellingham goes in for 612k. And not only that, but he is also our third league in this team, which means I have completed the 3 challenges set for me. But I still have another challenge later, and for that I need a full team. So let's get our final 2 players. And you might be thinking 2025 is the final era, but you're wrong. We still have the future, so we're going to be scoring 2 goals for the future. And every time that I do it, I'll use a Future Stars card. And the first goal of our Future Stars is Lamine Yamal cutting in with his left foot, and of course he curls it into the far corner. But since I'm right-footed, I'm doing it the other way. And my first attempt was a really good sign.
Oh, it's not bad.
And my second was pretty similar.
Oh.
But my third was a bit of a backward step.
Ah.
But I was still pretty confident.
Oh. Come on.
So I had to hope I'd saved my best until last.
No! No way! That is so annoying in the final one.
And what's more annoying is my second last player in the team is a bronze. But I still have one more chance to get a future star. And future goal number 2 was scored by Endrick on the edge of the box, and he just smashes it at the keeper, basically. So I should be able to do that one. And in my first attempt...
Hendrick had to go himself!
First time. I'll take that.
And I will also take a future star at centre-back, because the best one fits my team perfectly, and that is Lenny Yoro. In he goes to fill what is a pretty good team. But now it's time to use it. And there is no way I'll lose with this team, right? Well, if I do lose, I will do what the top comment says on this video. But it has to be commented before the gameplay, alright? And hopefully, I won't do it. And sadly for you commenters, I got lucky early on. And that could be a penalty. Yeah, we got a penalty early on. And it's Pele. Go on. Start us strong. Here we go. Pele. Goal. 1-0. And moments later, Pele again. Oh my, we're in not long after. Goal. 5 minutes and it's 2-0. And now I really had momentum. Oh, he's done him. Through his legs. Pele. 3-0 in 10 minutes. And he might be quitting. And he has quit. There was honestly no stopping me there. And sadly for you guys, that means no forfeit today. But if you have enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and in the top right hand corner is a new video for you to watch.